all for Jesus. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a young lady named Anna Louise, and she grew up in Oswego, New York, which we know is a very special place. When she grew up and became an adult, she moved to New York, and she got an office job. And she seemed to be living a happy life. She went to movies frequently, and at that time it was silent movies, because this was in 1915, and we know about this because we still have her diary here in the archives. So she was going to movies and enjoying them, and she was meeting up with friends frequently, and she was also going to daily mass. And eventually she met Father Judge, we know this from the diary, and she ultimately decided to become a missionary servant to the Most Blessed Trinity. And she didn't leave a lot behind. There's not a lot about her in our archives, except this diary. It's very interesting. At some point, she starts writing in shorthand, and she writes a lot of notes in shorthand, and we think it was at a presentation of Father Judge that she did that. I only know about this because her grandniece, Sister Eucharia, who's a sister herself, got in touch with us because she wanted to visit Sister Mary Gregory's grave and pray for her. The two of us, actually, she brought a friend, so we drove out to Holy Sepulchre Cemetery, and we prayed at Sister Mary Gregory's grave. And then I just wandered around and looked at some of the other graves, and Sister Eucharia spent some additional time at her aunt's grave and said some prayers for her. And she talked about remembering her from when she was a little girl, and Sister Mary Gregory would go home on vacation and be with the family. And she made an impression on Sister Eucharia. And she told me she wishes she could, she expects Sister Mary Gregory would be quite surprised to know that she ultimately decided to become a sister herself. So the whole experience of seeing how little we have on her, except this diary, which reveals this part of her from before she entered, and wandering around in the cemetery and looking at all the names of sisters that I don't know who they are either, really brought me to my role here in the archives. And the information is here on a lot of these sisters. On almost all of them we have some kind of information. Sometimes, I'm going to put my archives hat on now. Sometimes, like Sister Mary Gregory was, I guess, kind of low profile. We just have this one folder of stuff in here, and there's not a lot in here, and it's kind of just the routine stuff that you'd find in a folder. But I also know some of our sisters are what I'd call high profile. Here's another sister's file from the same time era as Sister Mary Gregory. They lived around the same time. There are 7 folders here, and this is pretty hefty. There's a lot of stuff in here. I just recently reprocessed that. There's a lot of correspondence between this sister and the council, and this sister started a lot of programs. She's mentioned in books. She's known outside of the Missionary Servants of the Most Blessed Trinity. So she's like high profile. But both of these sisters touched lives. Sister Mary Gregory, not a lot of people still remember her, but she touched lives who have then gone on to touch lives. So without being high profile, we have an effect in ways we can't know. And I was walking among those gravestones realizing that, and realizing these people had touched lives, touched hearts in ways that they don't know and we don't know now, and yet it's real. People changed directions based on influences by sisters like them. It made me think about people I've known in my past who really touched my heart in some simple ways. Maybe they said just the right thing at just the right time, something I needed to hear, and it changed the decision that I was going to make, or it really helped me to understand who I was better, or it really helped change my feelings about something. We have these influences. They may seem small at the time, but they stay with us, and they have a ripple effect out in the world. You have some kind of effect. You have a ripple effect. You may not know. Think about the people who have touched you in your past. Can you believe that you have also touched people without realizing it? If you could go back in the past and tell somebody from your past, thank you, because what you said or what you did really was important to me at that time. It really helped me. Who would you say that to? Take some time and imagine that someone would want to say that to you. You are a power for good. Unfortunately, we don't always know it when we are, but we have to believe it. We have to trust that we are in some way.